Evening. I'm your host, Mark Passio. My website, whatonearthishappening.com. Let's see if we could squeeze in a few more calls. Let's go to Raphael in Indiana. You're live on What on Earth is Happening. Welcome.
Hi, Mark. I just wanted to mention I came across an article talked about 15 years later and the Matrix still has us, and just wanted to make a comment that that presentation alone you did wonders for helping me wake up and realize exactly what's kind of happening in this world, and not to mention all your podcasts.
Thank you.
But going back to what you mentioned earlier about the police and these order followers, a lot of it, as you mentioned through your podcast, a lot of it stems from lack of care.
Yeah,
they're like robots, and it all stems down to the general public because lack of care is because they don't care because it doesn't happen to them.
That's
so
right.
As long as they're in little world, it doesn't matter as long as they get their paycheck, because you mentioned in your previous podcast of like the brutality and things that happen in the G20s. Anybody who watches those videos, you're just amazed at what goes on, but people don't care because it's not happening to them.
Yeah, and see that care, that true care. We're not talking about familial love or romantic love. We're talking about true care about what's actually taking place from a moral perspective. That is the force that ultimately drives the will, or needs to drive the will, if we're to create positive change. And until we can get more and more people to develop that true sense of care, what I call care with a capital C, don't expect things to magically change on their own here. Care has to drive the right action through the will in order for actual positive change to become manifested in our world. That's the real law of attraction, folks. Not this bunk new age variant that's being taught by all these self-help gurus who just want to make a quick buck by telling people what they want to hear. They don't want to come out and tell people it's hard to create real change because you really have to deeply care. You have to get out of your poisoned nonsense worldview about how evil human beings are and can't ever change. And you got to start working on yourself and other people. That's what real care is all about. And if we apply it with our free will, there's no force of nature that can hold us back. That's what the evolutionary force is ultimately all about. That's what drives it. Care and the will. And then, of course, understanding and knowledge, and then we apply that, and that's wisdom. And that's what drives the force of evolution, the ordering principle in nature. So, Raphael, anything else?
I just wanted to comment. I just can't thank you enough for your passion, your intensity, and everything you do.
I appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. Let's hear from Ivan in Phoenix. Ivan, welcome, my friend. Ivan in Phoenix, are you there?
Hopefully, yeah, I'm here.
There he is. I can hear you now.
All right, good.
How have you been?
Right, well, everything's good, and you?
Doing well. Still
All
doing
right,
the great work. Not going to stop.
Yeah. We hope you never stop. I've listened to some of your last few shows here the last week, and I even messaged Barb that you sounded pretty intense, and she messaged back that she can hear you upstairs, that you were very loud, some days ago on some of your shows.
Oh, there's no question. I'm feeling an energetic shift in intensity. It's like the universe is saying to the spiritual warriors on this planet right now, step up your game, boys and girls, because you're on the verge of something. Now is not the time to let it ebb. Okay? Now is the time to move forward and press forward. We need to keep up the pressure. Keep up the pressure. That is what this whole time period right now is about. I can feel it in every bone in my body. And that's what that intensity is reflecting.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have so many ideas in such a short amount of time. Let me try and focus real quick. You brought up the word order. That's something that I was thinking about a month ago. The word order. We don't think about that word too much, but we want a world of order. But yet every day we go about placing orders.
Right.
We're online placing an order for what we want. We go to a restaurant, a fast food place, or any place, and we submit an order for what we want.
That's it.
But yet we're doing that all the time because we want, mommy or daddy government to vote or pass this or do that. So we're always ordering things that we don't realize that we're ordering when we place votes or pray or go to some church or for right. somebody to rescue us or save us. So we're constantly submitting orders.
And then you're getting something in return for the placement of that order. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yep. So
and in many cases, it doesn't resemble order at all. In many cases, it's absolute chaos.
Right. Yeah. It's that because we're people are subconsciously ordering what they don't want.
Right. Exactly.
And then going back to the topic of your show tonight, it's just real quickly the movie Noah. I saw that, and it's pretty interesting how a lot of the religious people don't really like that film.
That's right.
Because they don't show a connection with like God or anything. But I think what they don't like is that they show. This is a spoiler for people who haven't seen it, but it's been out several weeks. They should have seen it by now. That they show supposedly like the angels, their light, and they get cursed and they get turned into rock solidity. So they show other earthly or unearthly beings with Noah, and they're interacting like nothing's going on. And